Hi everyone, welcome back sa aking channel. So, discuss tayo ngayon ng session 2 of Let Review para sa Math Majorship. So, tungkol pa rin sa algebra. Okay, so meron tayong 10 sessions. Nandito na tayo ngayon sa session 2, algebra. So, ito yung mga susunod na sessions natin hanggang 10. Bali, 250 items po lahat ito. So, ngayong session natin, session 2 na algebra ay 25 items. Okay, let's start. Number 1, what is the measure of the hypotenuse of a right triangle if its legs are 8 centimeters and 15 centimeters long? Okay, so ang hinahanap natin ay ang hypotenuse. So gagamit tayo dito ng Pythagorean theorem dahil ang given natin ay what is the measure ng hypotenuse given right triangle and ang legs ay 8 centimeters and 15 centimeters. Okay, so i-drawing natin. So we have right triangle. Ang legs daw natin ay 8 centimeters and then 15 centimeters. Ang hinahanap natin ay hypotenuse. So ang symbol ng hypotenuse ay C. So gamitin lang natin ang Pythagorean theorem. So we have C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. So ang legs natin 8 at 15. So kahit magkapalit na yan. So yan yung A tsaka yung B. So substitute natin. So we have C squared is equal to, so ilet na natin itong A ay 8. So we have 8 squared plus yung B natin is 15 squared. So therefore, so C squared is equal to 8 squared. So that is equal to 64. And then 15 squared. So 15 times 15 is 225. So add lang natin 64 plus 225. So we have 289. And then kunin natin yung square root of both sides. So therefore, the value of C is, actually this is plus or minus. So kukunin na lang natin yung positive dahil length yung pinag-uusapan. So square root of 289, that is equal to 17. So therefore, the correct answer is letter A, 17 centimeters. So next, number 2. If the side of the square is increased by 20%, by how much will its area increase? So choices 44, 40, 24, and 20%. Okay, so given ang side daw ng square increase by 20%. So may dalawang ways para isolve ito. Pwede tayong mag-assign ng value ng side ng square. Tapos i-increase natin yon by 20%. So ang tanong, how much will its area increase? So paggamit lang yung ilet natin ang value ng side natin, ang length ng side ay equal sa S. So therefore, ang area natin ay equal sa S squared. So ito yung original. So lagyan natin ng subscript A sub O, yung original area. So tapos i-increase daw natin by 20%. Yung side i-increase natin by 20%. So therefore, ang magiging new side natin, ang new side, lagyan ko na lang ng S sub N, new side. So increase natin by 20%. So therefore, magiging siyang S plus 20% in decimal, that is 0.2 times yung original side. So 0.2S. So therefore, ang new side natin is equal to S plus 0.2S, that is equal to 1.2S. So therefore, ang magiging new area natin, A sub N, for new area, square lang natin ito. So we have 1.2S and then square. So distribute natin yung exponent. 1.2 square. So 1.2 times 1.2, that is 1.44. And then S square. So we have S square. Now compare natin yung original. Original is S squared. And then yung new area natin is 1.44 S square. So lamang ito ng 0.44 compared dito sa original. So yung 0.44, so that is equal to 44%. So nag-increase yung area natin ng 44%. So letter A ang tamang sagot. So another solution dito, pwedeng mag-assign tayo ng kahit anong value ng side natin. So pwede nating ilet ko yung S ay 10 units. So ito yung side natin, 10 units. So ang magiging area natin ay equal sa 10 times 10. So ang original area is 100. So tapos yung new area natin, i-increase natin itong side natin by 10. Kaya pinili kong 10 itong side kasi nga 10 times 10 ay 100. So madaling i-compare. So ang new side natin, ang new side gawin nating increase by 20%. So magiging 10 plus 20% of 10. So magiging bagong side natin ay 10 plus 20% ng 10. So magiging siyang 12. Then bagong area natin, a sub n is equal to, square lang natin itong 12. So we have 12 squared, that is equal to 144. So i-compare natin 144 minus 100. So we have 44. Dahil nga 100 yung basihan, so magiging sagot natin ay 44%. Increased by 44%. Okay? So next, number 3. 9 times a number increased by 10 is the same as 12 more than 8 times the number. Find the number. So gawin lang natin dito, word by word, i-translate natin sa equation. So 9, lagay lang natin yung 9. Times a number. So let yung number, ilet natin kahit anong variable, let's say n. So 9 times a number, ibig sabihin yan 9n. Increased by 10. Increased by 10, so ibig sabihin plus 10. Then, is the same as, yung is the same as, ibig sabihin not equal sign. And then we have 12 more than. 12 more than, ibig sabihin yan, add tayo ng 12. 8 times the number. So 8 times the number, so we have 8n. So yun na equation natin, 9n plus 10 equals 8n plus 12. O isa-isahin natin, 9 times a number, 9n, increased by 10, so plus 10 is the same as that is equal sign. Then we have 12 more than, so plus 12, and then 8 times the number. So 8n plus 12. Now, we can solve the value of n. Pagsamahin lang natin itong 9n at 8n by subtracting 8n to both sides. Okay, so cancel this. And then yung positive 10, ilipat natin sa kabilang side by subtracting 10 to both sides. So cancel this. So therefore, 9n minus 8n, that is equal to n, equals 12 minus 10, that is 2. So the answer is letter A, 2. Next number, number 4. The cooperative trust fund is 500,000. Part of the fund is invested at an annual interest rate of 6% and the rest is invested at an annual interest rate of 8%. If the income from both investments is 39,000 pesos, how much is invested at 6%? So hinahanap natin yung invested at 6%. So pwede tayong mag 2 unknowns dito, pwede namang 1 unknown lang din. So mag-assign muna tayo ng mga variables natin. Let x be the amount, o let x be the amount invested at 6%. So ito yung hinahanap natin. Amount invested at 6%. So ang gagawin ko dito, 1 unknown na lang. Tapos ang sabi natin, the cooperative trust fund is 500,000 pesos. Part of the fund is invested at an annual interest rate of 6%. Ito na yung hinahanap natin. And the rest is invested at an annual interest rate of 8%. Kung yung amount invested at 6% ay X, yung amount, so yung magiging amount natin invested at 8% ay magiging 500,000 minus X. Kasi ang total nila ay 500,000. Okay? So 6% yung X, amount invested at 6% and then yung 500,000 minus X sa 8% naman. Kasi nga ang total nila ay 500,000. Kaya sinubtract natin yung 500,000 dito sa X. So ang sinosolve natin ay itong X. Okay, and then magkakaroon tayo ng equation dito. Ang sabi dito, if the income from both investment is 39,000 pesos, how much is invested at 6%? So ang gagawin natin, yung amount invested sa 6%, imumultiply lang natin sa 6%, tapos i-add natin yung amount invested sa 8%, nakamultiply sa 8%, and that is equal to 39,000 pesos. So ang magiging working equation natin, 6%, so in decimal, that is 0.06 times X, plus itong 8% naman, so we have 0.08 i-multiply natin dito sa amount, that is 500,000 minus x equal daw siya dito sa 39,000. Then, yan na yung working equation. Solve for x na lang tayo dito. Okay, so pwedeng i-calculator natin ito. Pwedeng i-convert nyo sa tanggalin yung decimal, no, by multiplying both sides by 100. Pwede namang hindi na. Okay, so mag-decimal na lang tayo. So 0.06x plus ito i-distribute natin. So pag distribute natin yan, 500,000 times 0.08, that will give us 40,000 pesos. And then minus 0.08 times x, so we have 0.08x equals 39,000. Okay? So i-combine natin itong dalawa. Combine natin itong 0.06 minus dito, 0.08. Mas malaki yung 0.08, no? So magiging sagot dito ay negative 0.02x. Okay? Pag kinombine natin. Tapos itong 40,000, subtract tayo ng 40,000 to both sides para ma-cancel na itong 40,000 dito. So therefore, we have negative 0.02x equals, subtract this, 39,000 minus 40,000. So we have negative 1,000. Okay? Then last step, divide both sides by negative 0.02. Divide both sides by negative 0.02. Therefore, the value of x is 1,000 divided by 0.02. That will give us 50,000 pesos. So therefore, the answer is letter A, 50,000 pesos. Kapag ang hinahanap naman, yung amount invested at 8%, isubtract lang natin sa total na 500,000. So kung 8% ang tanong, ang magiging sagot natin ay itong letter D, 450,000. Okay? So next, number 5. If 3 is subtracted from the numerator of a certain fraction, the value of the fraction becomes 3/5. If 1 is subtracted from the denominator of the same fraction, it becomes 2/3. Find the original fraction. So, itong problem na ito, pwedeng mag-trial and error tayo dito. Mas madali ito sa trial and error. So, ang sabi, 3 is subtracted from the numerator of the certain fraction, the value of the fraction becomes 3/5. So, isubtract daw natin yung 3 dito sa numerator. So, trial and error, itry natin sa 4 na given natin. Pag nasatisfy yan, edi proceed tayo sa next statement. So, itong letter A, pag nag-subtract tayo ng 3, 35 minus 3 magiging 32/55. So, hindi malo-lowest term ito. Kailangan malo-lowest term natin sa 3/5 daw pag nag-subtract tayo ng 3 sa 35. So, mali ito. Hindi siya naging 3/5. Yung next natin, 36, subtract tayo ng 3. 36 minus 3 magiging siyang 33/55. Okay, pwedeng malowest term ito. Divide both by 11 equal siya sa 3/5. Okay? Nasatisfy ang first condition. Proceed tayo sa letter C. So yung letter C, 27, subtract tayo ng 3. Magiging itong 27 minus 3, we have 24/40. Pwedeng i-lowest term ito sa divide natin parehas sa 8. Divide parehas sa 8, so equal din sa 3/5. Okay, dalawa na sila. Satisfy yung first condition, dalawa na sila. And then last, we have 24, subtract tayo ng 3, we have 21/35. So ganun din. Pag nilowest term divided by 7 equals din ito sa 3/5. So tatlo yung nasatisfy yung condition. So ngayon, punta tayo dito sa pangalawang statement. If 1 is subtracted from the denominator of the same fraction, it becomes 2/3. So kapag naman yung 1 sinubtract natin sa denominator, kailangan magiging 2/3. So hanapin natin yan, tatlo yung nasatisfy. So start tayo dito sa letter B. 36/55. Subtract daw tayo ng 1 dito sa 55. So magiging itong 55, magiging 54. Okay? Pwedeng ma-lowest term ito, no? So pwedeng ma-divide pareha sa 18. Ayun, nasatisfy na agad dito. 36 divided by 18, that is 2. 54 divided by 18 is 3. Okay, so wag na nating itry itong letter C at letter D kasi satisfied na dito sa letter B. So ito na yung magiging sagot natin, letter D. Okay, so yan yung isang solution, trial and error. And then another solution, gawa tayo ng equation. So pakita rin natin yung another solution natin. Tingnan natin. kung saan kayo mas madadalian, pwede tayong gumawa ng equation. So gawa tayo x over y yung magiging fraction natin. And then ang sabi, if 3 is subtracted from the numerator, so subtract tayo sa numerator ng 3, magiging daw siyang 3/5. So equation number 1. Okay? So pwede nating i-simplify yan mamaya. And then another naman, if 1 is subtracted from the denominator, so ang denominator natin x over y, subtract tayo ng 1, magiging naman daw siyang 2/3. So equation number 2. So ngayon, i-simplify natin. Cross multiply lang natin. Simplify, so we have 5 times x minus 3 equals 3 times y, so we have 3y. So distribute natin, so we have 5x minus 15 is equal to 3y. Then itong kabila, cross multiply natin, so 3 times x, so we have 3x is equal to 2 times y minus 1. Simplify, so we have 3x is equal to 2 times y minus 1. Or nire-write ko lang pala, no? So i-distribute natin yung 2, so we have 2y minus 2. Then, solve na natin ang mag-substitution tayo dito. So substitution or pwede elimination, ano? So solve natin yung y dito, divide natin both sides by 3. Divide both sides by 3. Ang value ng y ay 5x minus 15 over 3. Substitute natin ito dito sa kabila. Substitute natin dito sa y. So we have 3x is equal to 2 times the value of y is 5x minus 15 over 3 minus 2. So tanggalin natin itong 3. May denominator kasi tayo na 3, so multiply natin both sides by 3. Both sides of the equation by 3. So itong 3, i-multiply lang natin dito yan. 3 times 3x, so we have 9x is equal to, itong 2, copyahin lang natin yan, and then we have 5x minus 15 minus itong 3, i-multiply din natin dito, so we have minus 6. So we can now solve for x, distribute natin ito. So we have 9x is equal to 2 times 5x, we have 10x, 2 times negative 15, we have negative 30 minus 6. So simplify natin. So we have 9x is equal to 10x minus, combine natin itong dalawa, so that is 36 minus 36. Then yung 9x, ilipat natin dito sa kabila, yung 36 sa kabilang side. So therefore we have negative 36, pag lumipat sa kabila, positive na siya. And then we have 10x. 9x lipat sa kabila, so we have minus 9x. So therefore, 36 is equal to x. Yun ang numerator natin, 36. So pwede na tayo mag-stop kasi yun, letter B. Numerator 36. Yun ang sagot, letter B. Pwede nang hindi isolve yung y. Pag sinolve natin yung y, i-substitute lang natin dito yung na-solve na natin na value ng x. Ang x daw ay 36. So i-substitute na lang natin dito yung x. Okay? So palitan natin itong x ng 36 and then isolve natin 5 times 36, so that is equal to, so i-calculate na lang natin 5 times 36, that is this is 180 minus 15. So 180 minus 15, that is 165, and then 165 divided by 3. So 165 divided by 3, the value of y is equal to 55. Okay? So yun, nag-eksakto na 36 over 55. Okay, so ayan yung dalawang solution para sa number 5. Next, number 6. The sum of two integers is 24 and the sum of their squares is 306. Find the integers. So pwedeng mag-trial and error din tayo dito. Palitan natin ang kulay. So ang sabi, the sum of two integers is 24. So let the integers be x and y. So we have x plus y equals 24. And then the sum of their squares. Ang sum daw ng squares nila, so we have x squared plus y squared is equal to 306. Find the integers. So pwede tayong mag-trial and error. Itong number 1 muna, isatisfy natin itong equation number 1. X plus y daw ay 24. So 6 plus 18, that is 24. Check ito. 9 plus 15, so 24 din. 11 plus 13, so 24 pa rin. And then 15 plus 19, eliminated ang letter D kasi ito ay 34. Okay? So ngayon, i-square natin itong mga numbers natin. So ito muna, 6 and 18. So pag in-square natin, 6 squared plus 18 squared, equal yan sa, i-calculator lang natin, 6 squared, so that is 36, plus 18 squared, that is equal to 360. So mali ito. Next, yung 9 and 15. So we have 9 squared plus 15 squared. So that is 81 plus 225. So 306. Yun, sakto na ito. So therefore, by trial and error, letter B na yung sagot dito. Pag tinry natin yung 11 squared plus 13 squared, so ang magiging sagot dito ay 11 squared plus 13 squared, that is equal to 200, 290. So, mali din ito. So, therefore, by trial and error, the correct answer is letter B. So, paano naman kapag hindi tayo nag-trial and error dito? Ang gagawin lang natin ay, so, gawin natin itong equation number 1 and then equation number 2. Ang gagawin natin dito para makuha natin itong value ng x and y, medyo hahaba to, no? Solve natin yung y dito sa equation number 1. Ang magiging value ng y dito ay, lipat lang natin yung x sa kabila. So, ang magiging value ng y is equal to 24 minus x. Linilipat yung x. And then, itong 24 minus x, ipalit natin dito sa y. Medyo hahaba ito. So, x squared plus yung value ng y, palitan natin ng 24 minus x squared is equal to 306. Then, expand natin ito. I-apply yung square of binomial. So we have x squared plus 24 squared. So square the first term, 24 squared equals 576 minus twice the product of 24 tsaka x. Twice the product, di 24 times x times 2. So we have 48x and then x squared. So plus x squared is equal to 306. Then meron na tayong quadratic equation. So, i-add natin itong dalawang x squared. So, we have 2x squared. And then, yung 306, ilipat natin sa kabila. Subtract tayo ng 306 to both sides. So, itapat natin dito. Cancel na ito, 0 na yan. And then, we have minus 48x. 576 minus 306. So, that is, will give us positive 270 equals 0. Then, divide both sides by 2. Each term by 2. So we have x squared minus 24x plus 270 divided by 2. So that is 135 equals 0 na pwede nating isolve by factoring. Okay? Factors ng x squared, x and x. Factors of 135, that is 9 and 15. So ang sign ay negative 24. So we have negative 9 and negative 15. So therefore, ayan na, masasolve na natin. X minus 9 equals 0. Or x minus 15 equals 0. So therefore, ang possible value ng x ay 9 and 15. So same answer pag ginamitan natin ang quadratic equation. Mas madali, syempre, yung trial and error. Next, number 7. The sum of 3 consecutive even integers is 36. What is the largest number? So hinahanap natin ang largest number. May shortcut tayo para dito. So isolve ko ng dalawang way. Kapag given ang sum ng 3 consecutive even integers, given yung sum 36, all we have to do is yung sum na 36, i-divide lang natin kung ilan yung 3 consecutive, ilan yung consecutive even integers. So meron tayong 3, so i-divide lang natin yan sa 3, the answer is 12. Etong 12, ito na automatic yung gitna. Okay? So therefore, ang numbers natin ay 12, even ito even integers, so we have 12, 14, and 10. Pag inad natin yung tatlo, 10 plus 12 plus 14, equal yan sa 36. Okay? So, ganun lang kasimple kapag given yung sum. Another way, mag-assign tayo ng variable x, x plus 2, and x plus 4. So, x plus 2, ito yung first. X yung first, x plus 2 yung second, x plus 4 yung third. So, ang hinahanap natin, largest. Ito yung hinahanap natin. Yung largest. Bakit x plus 2 and x plus 4? Kasi nga, consecutive even integers. Ang pagitan ng consecutive even integers ay 2, 4. Kung may kasunod pa, 6, 8, and so on. So, given daw ang sum nila ay 36, so gagawa tayo ng equation. I-add lang natin itong tatlong yan, tapos ang sum daw ay 36. So, x plus 2 plus x plus 4, that will give us 3x plus 2 plus 4, we have 6, equals 36. Solve for x, subtract 6 to both sides, cancel 6, 3x is equal to 36 minus 6. We have 30, divide both sides by 3. Therefore, the value of x is 10. Ibig sabihin, 10, yung first integer natin ay 10, next integer natin ay 12, and then the largest is 14. So, ang hinahanap natin ay yung largest, 14. Okay? So, same answer. Okay, so next. Number 8. Find 3 consecutive even integers such that 5 times the sum of the first and third is 20 greater than 20 times the second. So dito hindi natin pwedeng i-apply yung shortcut. Kailangan mag-assign talaga tayo dito ng variable. So ang hinahanap natin, 3 consecutive even integers. Okay? So mag-assign tayo. Ang x natin, ito yung first. Ang second natin, dahil consecutive sila, even, so x plus 2. Ito yung second. And then we have x plus 4. Ito yung third. Then buuin na natin ang ating equation. So ito yung condition. Such that 5 times, so nakamultiply daw sa 5. 5 times the sum of the first and third. Okay? 5 times the sum of the first and third. I-add natin yung first tsaka yung third. Okay? Yung first ay x, yung third ay x plus 4. Okay? Ayan. So i-add mo na to, i-multiply sa 5. The sum of the first and the third is means equal sign. 20 greater than. 20 greater than, ibig sabihin yan, plus 20. Okay? 20 greater than, so plus 20 yan. 20 times the second. So 20 times the second, ang second natin ay x plus 2. So now, solve the value of x. So simplify natin. So we have 5. Simplify natin ito, lahat ito. Combine lang natin itong x dito. So we have 2x plus 4 equals, distribute natin itong 20. So we have 20x plus 40 and then plus 20. Simplify, distribute pa natin itong 5. 5 times 2x, we have 10x. 5 times 4, we have positive 20 equals 20x. 40 plus 20, that is equal to 60. Combine natin yung may mga x. Subtract tayo ng 10x to both sides. Cancel this. Itong 60, ilipat natin sa kabilang side. So subtract tayo ng 60 to both sides. Cancel na ito. Therefore, 20 minus 60, we have negative 40 equals 20x minus 10x. So that will give us 10x. And then last step, divide both sides by 10. Therefore, the value of x, or the first integer, is negative 40 divided by 10 is equal to negative 4. So therefore, ang numbers natin, ang consecutive numbers natin ay negative 4 plus 2. We have negative 2 plus 2 is 0. So ito yung sagot natin, negative 4, negative 2, and 0. And that is letter A. Negative 4, negative 2, and 0. So next, number 9. So itong mga problem natin dito, more on problem solving itong session 2 natin. Okay? So Isa is 18 years younger than Algie. If the sum of their ages is 40, how old is Isa? Okay, so age problem. Pag age problem, ang ginagawa ko dyan, gawa ako ng table, lagyan ko lang ito ng Isa, tsaka si Algie. Okay? Isa and Algie. May iba't ibang way para gawin natin itong expression dito. Depende sa inyo yan kung saan nyo ilalagay yung x. So ang sabi sa problem, how old is Isa? Si Isa ang tinatanong si Isa. So ang ilalagay ko, so ilagay natin dito yung present or yung now. Now na lang para maikli. Ang tinatanong how old is Isa, di si Isa lalagyan ko ng x. Okay? Kasi yun yung tinatanong, si Isa. So kay Isa ako maglalagay ng x. And sabi, Isa is 18 years. 18 years younger than Algie. Mas bata daw si Isa. So kung si Isa ay mas bata ng 18, ay Algie, ibig sabihin si Algie, ang expression para sa kanya ay x plus 18. Mas bata si Aiza ng 18, ibig sabihin mas matanda si Algie ng 18 kaysa kay Aiza. So x plus 18. Okay? So wala pa lang nakalagay na future tsaka past dito, no? Nakalagay lang if the sum of their ages is 40. So makakabuo na agad tayo ng equation pala dito. Ang sum daw ng age nila x plus 18, nilagyan ko lang ng parenthesis para malinaw. Itong isa ay si Aiza, itong isa, ito si Aiza, itong isa ay si Algie. Ang sum daw ng age nila ay 40. So how old is Aiza? Just solve for x. Solve for x, so pagsamahin natin ito, x plus x, we have 2x plus 18 is equal to 40. Lipat yung 18 sa kabila, subtract 18 to both sides. So cancel this. 2x is equal to 40 minus 18, that is equal to 22. Last step, divide both sides by 2. Therefore, ang age ni Aiza, x is equal to 11, and that is letter D. So si Aiza ay 11, si Algie ay 11 plus 18, that is equal to 29. So buti na lang wala yung 29 sa choices. So hindi kayo malilito. Okay? So next, number 10, another age problem. Diane is 60 years old and Jing is 50 years old. How long ago was the ratio of their ages 4:3? So yan, may nakalagay how long ago. So ibig sabihin may past. So lagyan lang natin ng table ito. Diane is 60 years old. So ito yung now, ito yung present. Diane daw ay 60 years old and si Jing ay 50 years old. Yan yung now. So ang tanong, how long ago? So how long ago, lagyan natin ito ng past. Okay? How long ago was the ratio of their ages 4:3? Hindi natin alam yung past, yun yung tinatanong. Ibig sabihin magsasubtract tayo sa age nila ng same number na hindi natin alam, kaya ilalet natin yung number na yon na variable, let's say x. So yung past nila ay 60 minus x and 50 minus x. Pag kinuha daw natin yung ratio nung past nila, magiging 4:3. So ang working equation natin ay 60 minus x over 50 minus x is equal to 4/3. So just solve for x. Meron lang tayong ratio and proportion. Cross multiply lang natin. Okay? So cross multiply 60 minus x times 3. Unahin ko na yung 3. So we have 3 times 60 minus x equals, unahin natin itong 4, multiply natin sa 50 minus x. Solve for x, i-distribute natin. 3 times 60, we have 180. 3 times negative x is negative 3x. Equals 4 times 50, that is 200. 4 times negative x, we have negative 4x. Solve for x, pagsamahin natin itong dalawang x. So add tayo ng 4x to both sides. Wala na ito. Yung 180, lipat natin sa kabilang side. Minus 180 to both sides. Okay, cancel na ito. Negative 3x plus 4x, so x na lang matitira, equals 200 minus 180 equals 20. Okay? Correct answer is letter B, 20 years. After 20 years, so mag-checking tayo. 60 minus 20, that is equal to 40. 50 minus 20, that is equal to 30. Ayun, eksakto. Pag ginawa natin yung ratio 40/30, lowest term, that is 4:3. Okay? Okay. Next, number 11. Another age problem. 4 years ago, Cyril was 3 times as old as Yam. In 3 years, Cyril will be 2 times as old as Yam. What is the present age of Yam? Okay, so gawa tayo ng table. Lagay ko na lang x and y, no? X for Cyril. So ito yung now. I-let natin x si Cyril, tapos y na lang kay Yam. Okay? So sabi 4 years ago. Eh di maglagay tayo dito ng past. Ano ang expression para sa past? Sabi 4 years ago. Eh di x minus 4 tsaka y minus 4. Okay? And then nabanggit din dito in 3 years. In 3 years, so ito yung future. In 3 years, eh di x plus 3. Dahil in 3 years, so x plus 3 and y plus 3. So buuin natin ang ating equation. Magkakaroon tayo ng dalawang equation dito. Dito muna tayo sa 4 years ago, dito sa past. Ang sabi, 4 years ago, Cyril, eh di age ni Cyril yan. Ito yan. x minus 4 was, edi equal sign. So we have 3 times. 3 times as old as Yam. Ang age ni Yam, edi ito yun, y minus 4. So 3 times y minus 4, ito yung equation number 1 natin. Isi-simplify pa natin yan later. And then dito naman tayo sa future na in 3 years. Sabi in 3 years, Cyril ulit. So ito yon, x plus 3 will be, that is the equal sign. And then we have 2 times. 2 times as old as Yam. So ito yung age ni Yam, y plus 3. So ito yung ating equation. Number 2, ang hinahanap natin, what is the present age of Yam? Yung letter y ang kailangan nating isolve. Okay? So i-simplify muna natin yung equation 1 and 2 natin. So ito i-distribute natin. So we have x minus 4 is equal to 3 times y. We have 3y. 3 times negative 4, we have negative 12. And then, pagsamahin natin, kailangan natin masolve y, no? So itong x, itong negative 4, ilipat natin sa kabilang side by adding 4 to both sides. Therefore, x is equal to 3y. And then, negative 12 plus 4, we have negative 8. Ito na yung nakasimplify na equation number 1. And then, itong kabila, distribute natin. So we have x plus 3 equals 2 times y, we have 2y. 2 times positive 3, we have positive 6. Subtract 3 to both sides para makombine natin yung dalawang constant. So therefore, x is equal to 2y, 6 minus 3, we have positive 3. So ito yung equation number 2 na nakasimplify. Since ang left side natin ay parehas x yung left side, ibig sabihin pwede nating i-equate ang right side natin parehas. Okay? Dahil parehas x yan. By substitution lang. Okay? So we have 3y minus 8, ito yon, equals dito sa kabila 2y plus 3. So masosolve na natin ang value ng y dito. Pagsamahin natin yung dalawang y, subtract 2y to both sides. Cancel na ito. Itong negative 8, ilipat natin sa kabilang side, add 8 to both sides. So cancel na ito. We have 3y minus 2y, that is equal to y equals 3 plus 8, 11. Ang age ni Yam, present age ni Yam ay 11, which is letter A. Okay? Next, number 12. Okay, motion problem. 2 cars 700 meters apart are moving towards each other. The first car is moving at a rate of 12 meters per second, and the second car's speed is 8 meters per second. How long will it take them to reach each other? So ang palatandaan dito yung towards each other. Kung alam niyo yung shortcut kapag towards each other, kapag opposite direction, ibig sabihin lang yan, i-add lang natin yan. So i-drawing muna natin para malinaw. 2 cars 700 meters apart. So let's say ito si car A. 700 meters apart daw sila. Ito si car B. Towards each other. So papunta dito si A, si B naman papunta dito. Tapos 700 meters apart sila. Okay? So 700 meters ito. So the first car is moving at a rate of 12 meters per second. So si car A, let's say 12 meters per second. And then si car B ay 8 meters per second. So how long will it take them to reach each other? So pag ginawa natin ng table yan, so lagyan lang natin A, B, tapos ang formula ng distance ay rate times time equal yan sa D. So pwede tayong gumawa ng table para hindi kayo malito. Ayan. Lagay lang natin yan. Ang rate yan yung mga speed. So rate ni A ay 12 meter per second. So lagyan ko na lang dito 12. Si B naman ay 8 meters per second. Ang tinatanong yung time, no? Yung distance nila, ang sabi 700. 700 meters apart sila. So kung 700 meters apart, so yung time dito, lagyan natin yung time ng T, tapos itong parehas ng time yan dahil sabay nga sila, di ba? Same, opposite direction, sabay sila. So yung distance, pwede nating masolve, di ba? Ang value ng distance ay rate times time. So i-multiply lang natin itong dalawa, i-multiply. So ang distance ni A ay 12T, minultiply lang natin. Ang distance naman ni B ay 80. So tapos, ang total distance daw nila ay 700 kasi 700 meters apart. So ang equation lang natin dito ay 12t plus 8t is equal to 700. So solve for t na lang. Combine this, we have 20t is equal to 700. Divide both sides by 20. Therefore, ganun lang kasimple. The value is t is, cancel natin yung tigisang 0. 70 divided by 2 is 35 seconds, letter D. So tandaan nyo lang palagi kapag opposite direction, kapag towards each other, i-multiply nyo lang yung dalawang speed or yung dalawang rate. Multiply, i-add nyo, tapos i-multiply nyo sa p. And then divide nyo yung distance. So yun lang yung formula dyan. Kapag naman same direction, minus. Kapag opposite direction, plus. Kapag same direction, yung same direction naman ay minus. Okay, so yun lang yung palatandaan para sa ganyang problem. Opposite at saka same. Okay? Direction. Okay, so next number 13. Another motion problem. A train 500 meters long is going to pass through a 3-kilometer tunnel. If the train is traveling at a rate of 20 meters per second, how long will it take the train to completely clear the tunnel once it enters? So meron daw train tas may tunnel, ano? So let's say ito yung train. Ito yung train. Yan, so yan yung train, no? 500 meters long yung train. 500 meters long yung train. Dadaan daw sa tunnel. Let's say ito yung tunnel. Yan, ito ganito kahaba yung tunnel. Yung tunnel daw ay 3 kilometers. Siyempre kailangan i-convert natin. Same dapat ng units. Yung 1 meters. So yung 3 kilometer, i-convert natin. 3 kilometers equal yan sa 3,000 meters. Okay? So ang tanong, if the train is traveling at a rate of 20 meters per second, how long will it take the train to completely clear the tunnel once it enters? So ang formula natin ng distance ay equal sa rate times time. Ang tinatanong natin dito ay how long, no? So time, divide lang natin sa rate. So therefore, ang value ng time ay equal sa distance over rate. So ang gagawin natin dito, yung distance, kailangan nating i-add yung length ng tunnel, 3,000 meters, tsaka yung length ng train. Okay? Kasi kailangan completely clear daw eh. Completely clear the tunnel once it enters. Para mangyari yun, kasi pag 3,000 lang yung ginamit natin, ibig sabihin yung train nun, nandito pa yung train. Nandito pa yung train. Kailangan completely completely clear the tunnel. Kailangan yung dulo ng train nandito dapat completely. Ayan, so ito na yung train dapat. So nandito na yung dulo niya. Kaya ang mangyari, i-add dapat natin, so we have 3,000 plus 500, i-divide natin sa rate na 20 meters. So divided by 20. So magiging sagot dito ay 3,500 divided by 20. So cancel natin yung tigisang 0. Therefore, the answer is 350 divided by 2, that is equal to 175 seconds, which is letter A. 175 seconds dapat. Okay, so next number 14. Glenn traveled from point A to point B and back. In his trip from A to B, his average speed was 60 kilometers per hour. In his trip from B to A, his average speed was 90 kilometers per hour. What was his average speed for the whole round trip? So may common mistake dito. Ginagawa ng karamihan. Ang ginagawa dito, 60 kilometers per hour tapos 90 kilometers per hour. Ang tinatanong, what was his average speed? Wag na wag niyong gagawin ito. Ito yung common mistake ang ginagawa ng iba. 60 plus 90 divided by 2, ang magiging sagot ay 75. Nasa choices yung 75. Pag yan ang ginawa nyo, mali po itong 75. Okay? Hindi ganyan ang formula ng average speed. Ito ay average nung dalawang speed, 60 tsaka 90. Average ng dalawang speed, pero hindi yan yung average speed nung ni Glenn. Okay? Ang formula ng average speed ay, mali yan ha, nilagyan ko na ng malaking mali itong 75. Ang formula ng average speed ay equal sa total distance over total time. Okay? So yan ang formula ng average speed. Total distance over total time. So pwede tayong gumawa ng table dito. Sabi from point A to point B and back. So lagyan natin A to B. Tapos yung back B to A. So gawa tayo ng table. Gawa tayo ng table dito. Lagyan ko ng rate, time, and then distance. So ang rate daw nung papunta ay 60. Ayun, 60. Pabalik ay 90. Tapos yung time nila, hindi natin alam itong time. Pero yung distance nila, parehas yan. Kasi A to B, di ba? Ito yung A, papuntang point B, tapos papunta dito and then bumalik. Ibig sabihin yung distance natin parehas. So let's say letter D parehas. Parehas. So tapos pwede nating masolve yung time. Ang time natin ay equal sa, kung ang distance ay equal sa rate times time, ang value ng time ay i-divide lang natin yung distance sa rate. Okay? So yung distance ay D, ang rate natin given, so D over 60, sa kabila naman D over 90. So ano ang total distance natin? Ang total distance, i-add natin ito. D plus D, we have 2D. Ang total time naman natin, i-add natin ito. We have D over 60 plus D over 90. Okay? So yan ang magiging working equation natin. So dahil complex fraction ito, pwede natin lagyan ito ng denominator. Lagyan natin ng 1 para malinaw. Okay? So ngayon, isolve na lang natin yung complex fraction na yan. Pag sinolve yung complex fraction na yan, so ito, i-simplify lang natin. Pwede tayong mag-butterfly dito. Butterfly. Okay? So itong numerator, copyhin lang natin. Nilagyan ko lang ng 1 para malinaw. Yan, para hindi nakakalito yung complex fraction. D times 90, we have 90D plus 60 times D, we have 60D over yung product nila, 60 times 90. So 60 times 90. Mamaya na tayo mag-simplify, mag-multiply. Simplify muna natin. So we have 2D over 1 over 90D plus 60D, we have 150D over 60 times 90. So tapos, masisimplify ito, di ba, minumultiply natin itong dalawang dulo. Equal ito sa 2D times 60 times 90 over, product naman itong dalawang gitna, yung 1 baliwala na yan. So we have 150D. So simplify, cancel na itong D. So ano na yung magiging sagot natin? Ayan na yung sagot natin, 2 times 60 times 90 divided by 150. Pwede nyo nang i-calculator yan, 2 times 60 times 90 divided by 150, and that is equal to 72. So the correct answer is letter D, 72. Kaya pinakita ko itong hindi naka-multiply pa kasi may shortcut tayo dito. Kapag dalawahan, ang formula ng average speed, kapag dalawahan ay 2 times rate 1 times rate 2, yung dalawang speed nila over yung sum, rate 1 plus rate 2. Di ba ito na yon? Na-cancel yung D. Ito na yan, 2 times rate 1 times rate 2. Yung sum nila, 60 plus 90, that is equal to 150. So ito yung shortcut kapag dalawahan na average speed ang hinahanap. Okay, so kung kabisado nyo itong formula, mas okay, pang dalawahan lang yan. Take note, pang dalawahan lang. Pag tatluhan, ito talaga yung gagamitin natin. Total distance over total time. Ayan, total distance over total time. Okay? So next number, number 15. So work problem. Working alone, Batman can do a job in 3 days. Also working alone, Robin can do the same job in 5 days. How many days will it take them to finish the job if they work together? Ang formula ng work problem pag dalawahan ay 1 over A plus 1 over B equals 1 over, let's say, X, yung together. Pwedeng T for together, so depende sa inyo. Palitan ko lang ito ng variable kasi yung sinabi dito, Batman, no? Batman daw 3 days and then Robin 5 days. So pwede kong palitan B for Batman, okay na yan. So itong A, palitan ko na lang ng R para kay Robin. Tapos yung X together. How many days will it take them to finish the job if they work together? So substitute lang natin. Ang rate ni Robin ay 5 days. So 1/5 plus ang rate ni Batman ay 3 days. Plus 1/3 equals 1/X. Solve for X lang tayo dito. So multiply lang natin both sides by the LCD. Ano ang LCD ng 3, 5 at X? That is 15X. Multiply both sides by 15X. Okay? So when we distribute this, 15X times 1/5, cancel lang yung 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. So we have times X times 1, we have 3X. 15X multiply natin sa 1/3, i-divide lang ito. 15X divided by 3, that is equal to 5X. Equals, so nawala pala yung X dito, cancel lang natin itong X, may matitirang 15. Add natin ito, we have 3X plus 5X, we have 8X equals 15. And then last step, divide both sides by 8. And yan na yung value ng X natin, 15/8, which is letter C. Another shortcut para dito kapag dalawahan ang together, shortcut ito, ang formula para sa together na dalawahan. Dalawahan ha, ang dalawahan ay product over sum. Okay? So ang product natin, yung dalawang rate natin, 3 times 5, ang sum nila ay 3 plus 5. So ganoon lang kasimple, 3 times 5, 15 over 3 plus 5, 8. Kapag naman alone, ang formula ng alone pag dalawahan ay product over difference. Okay? So yan lang ang ating shortcut na formula. Pero tandaan, dito yan nanggaling sa formula na ito. Pag tatluhan, lagyan lang tayo ng isa pa dito, plus 1 over, let's say, C. So next, number 16, another work problem. Jacob worked twice as fast as Matt. Working together, they can finish a job in 2 hours. How long will it take Jacob to finish the job if he works alone? So hinahanap natin dito, Jacob works twice as fast as Matt. So magiging formula natin 1/J plus 1/M. Okay? For Jacob and Matt equals 1/X, yung X for together. So ano yung given natin dito? Jacob worked twice as fast as Matt. Mas mabilis daw si Jacob kaysa kay Matt. Kapag work problem, baligtad yan ha. Yung mas mabilis magtrabaho, yun yung ilalet natin na X. So ito palitan nga natin itong X dito. Tina lang for together. So ilet natin, mas mabilis daw si Jacob kaysa kay Matt. So ibig sabihin, si J ilet natin na 1/X plus si Matt ay 1/2X. Okay? Yung mas mabilis, mas maunti yung time. Kasi mas mabilis si Jacob, kaya siya yung X. Mas matagal si Matt, so syempre, mas yung rate niya, doble. Okay? So tandaan palagi yan ha, yung mas mabilis, yun yung X. Yung mas mabagal, yun yung 2X. Kasi twice as fast. Ang sabi, they can finish the job in 2 hours. So itong 1/T natin ay magiging 1/2. Ang tanong, how long will it take Jacob to finish the job if he works alone? So si Jacob, ang hinahanap natin itong X. Solve for X lang tayo dito. So i-multiply lang natin both sides by the LCD. Ano ang LCD ng X, 2X at 2? Ang LCD niyan ay 2X. So multiply natin both sides by 2X. So pag dinistribute natin ito, cancel yung X, matitira ay 2. Plus, multiply natin itong 2X dito sa 1/2X. Maka-cancel lang yung 2X, may natirang 1. Equals, cancel out itong 2, 1 times X, we have X. So therefore, 2 plus 1 equals 3. Ang rate ni Jacob ay 3 hours. Ang rate naman ni Matt, ito times 2, ito yung rate ni Matt. Si Matt ay 6 hours. Si Jacob ay 3 hours. Kasi nga, mas mabilis siya. Si Jacob twice as fast. Okay, maunti yung oras niya. So next, number 17. Mixture problem. How many liters of pure water do you need to reduce 5 liters of 90% alcohol to an 80% solution? So kapag dalawahan na mixture problem, ang formula natin ay C1V1 plus C2V2 equals C3V3, where V3 is equal to the sum of V1 and V2. C for concentration, yan yung may percent. B naman for volume. Okay, so set up lang natin ang ating table. Ang table natin, lagay ko lang dito percent tsaka volume, no? So liters na lang para sa volume. Okay, so sa percent, so ang tanong dito, how many liters of pure water? Pure water, ibig sabihin 100% water. To reduce, do you need to reduce 5 liters of 90%? So itong percent natin dito, 90%, tapos yung liters natin ay 5 liters. Babase tayo, take note sa alcohol tayo babase. Itong 90%, 90% alcohol yan. Eh ang sabi, mag-a-add daw tayo dito ng how many liters of pure water. Pag sinabing pure water, yung concentration ng alcohol niyan ay 0%. Okay? So yun yung tinatanong natin, how many liters of pure water? Ito yung pure water, hindi natin alam. So lagyan natin ito ng X. So tapos, to reduce daw 90% alcohol to an 80% solution. From 90, nag-add tayo ng 0%, magiging 80% na lang siya. Tapos itong V3 natin ay yung sum neton dalawa, X plus 5. Okay? So yan na yung table natin. Mabubuo na natin ang ating equation. Ang equation, i-multiply itong dalawa. We have 90. Pwedeng unahin natin itong 5. So 5 times 90 plus 0 times x. So bali wala na ito. 0x. Wala na yan. Equals, product nito, we have 80 times x plus 5. Okay? Simplify natin. 5 times 90. 5 times 9, we have 45. So 450 equals, distribute lang natin ito. We have 80x. 80 times 5, that is equal to 400. So solve for x, so subtract 400 to both sides. Subtract 400 to both sides. So therefore, 450 minus 400, that is equal to 50 equals 80x. Last step, divide both sides by 80. Therefore, the value of x is equal to 50 divided by 80. That is equal to 0.625 liters, which is letter A. Okay? So, ganun lang kasimple ang work problem na dalawahan. So, next number 18. Mixture problem pa rin ito. This time nawala, nag-imbis na percent, naging cost. So, a man wants to produce 6 kilogram of 200 pesos per kilo, not mixture. The mixture will come from mixing variant A, which cost 150 per kilo, and variant B, which cost 300 pesos per kilo. How much of variant A will he need? So same formula, C1V1. This time yung C magiging cost. Yung B, volume pa rin. So dalawa yung pinaghalo. So ganun pa rin ang formula natin, equals C3V3. Where V3 equals V1 plus V2. Okay, so ilagay lang natin yung ating cost dito. C for cost, and then volume natin ay kilo. So K na lang for kilo. So yung mga cost ang ilalagay natin. Sabi, a man wants to produce 6 kilogram of 200 per kilo. Ito daw yung gusto niyang ma-produce. So ibig sabihin, ito yung C3V3. O baligtad, ito yung C3. Yung 200, ito yung V3. Okay? So nandito tayo sa C3V3. Dito natin ilalagay. Yung cost niya ay 200 per kilo daw na 6 kilograms. So ang tinatanong natin dito, how much of variant A will he need? So dito natin ilagay yung variant A. Dito naman sa kabila si variant B. Magkano ang cost ni variant A? So ang sabi, mixing variant A which cost 150 per kilo. Si variant A 150 per kilo. Si variant B naman 300 per kilo. Okay? So ang tinatanong natin, how much of variant A will he need? Hindi natin alam kung ilan si variant A. Lagyan natin ito ng X. Ang alam natin kasi yung total nila 6. Kung ang total nila 6, tapos si A, ito yung hinahanap natin, X, ang magiging expression natin para kay variant B ay total na 6, so isubtract lang natin 6 minus X ito. Okay? Pag inad natin yan, X plus 6 minus X, maka-cancel out lang yung X, ayun na yung sagot, 6. Okay? Kaya ang expression natin ay X at 6 minus X. Ilalagay natin yung X kung ano yung hinahanap natin. Variant A ang hinahanap natin. So buuin natin na equation, multiply lang natin ito. So we have 150x plus, multiply natin ito. We have 300 times 6 minus x equals, multiply natin ito. Unahin natin yung 6. So 6 times 200. Simplify, distribute lang ito. So we have 150x plus 300 times 6. So that is 1800 minus 300 times x. So we have 300x equals 6 times 2. So we have 12. Dalawang 0. So 1200. So solve for x. Pagsamahin natin itong dalawa. Itong dalawa. 150 minus 300. So we have negative 150x. And then subtract tayo ng 1800 to both sides. Okay? Cancel this. So therefore, negative 150x equals negative din ito. 12 minus 18. So we have negative 600. And then divide both sides by 150. So we have negative 150x divided by negative 150 equals negative 600 divided by negative 150. Therefore, the value of x is, ayan lang yan, 60 divided by 15, that is equal to 4 kilograms. Therefore, ang variant A ay 4 kilograms. The variant B naman ay 2 kilograms. Para ang total nila ay 6. Okay, so next. Number 19. Ito yung medyo challenging. A flask contains 500 ml of 80% alcohol solution in water. How much of this solution must be drawn off and replaced by water to obtain a solution having a concentration of 25% alcohol? So, given 500 ml, no? So, lagay natin muna dito, 500 ml. Tapos, 80% daw alcohol solution in water. So, hatiin natin. Alcohol is to water. Ang percentage daw niya ay 80%. 80% is to 20%. So, ito yung una natin. So, masolve natin ito, 80% ng 500, that is equal to 400. Okay? So, 500 times 80, no? So, 400 ml yung alcohol. Tapos, yung water, 20% times 500, syempre, that is 100 ml. Ngayon, magre-remove daw tayo. Sabi, how much of this solution must be drawn off? Ayan o, drawn off, magre-remove tayo and replaced by water. So pag tatanggal na natin ito, mag-remove tayo ng x minus x. Okay, so hatiin natin yan ha. Magma-minus tayo ng x. Siyempre, yung ibabawas natin na x dito, nakadepende yan sa concentration natin. 80% alcohol at 20% water yung tatanggalin natin dyan. So mahahati ito sa dalawa. Kunin muna natin yung alcohol content, alc na lang, tsaka water. Okay? So yung alcohol content, pag nagbawas tayo ng x, yung matitirang alcohol ay 400 minus kung ilang percent yung alcohol. 80% in decimal, that is 0.8 times x. Yun yung tinanggal natin, x. Tapos yung water na mareremove dyan ay 100 minus ilang percent yung water, 20%, so that is 0.2 again times x. Okay? So yan yung na-remove natin. Yan yung na-remove natin na x. Tapos this time, mag-add naman tayo dito plus x, pero itong x na idadagdag natin, water only. Ayan ang sabi, replaced by water. Yung tinanggal natin dito, may halong alcohol yon. Yung idadagdag natin, water only. So, to obtain a solution having a concentration of 25% alcohol na siya. So, mag-add tayo ng water, x water yung x amount yung tinanggal, tapos x water yung dinagdag. So, ibig sabihin, 500 ml pa din ito. 500 ml pa rin. Pero yung concentration natin ng alcohol to water ay mapapalitan na. Alcohol to water, ang bagong concentration niya ay 25% alcohol na lang. So 25% is to 75% na yung water. So i-compute natin ang 25% ng 500, ang alcohol na niya, 125 ml. Ang water content na niya ay 75% ng 500, that is 375. So ngayon, buuin na natin ang equation. May dalawang equation tayo dito. Pwede tayong bumase sa water. Pwede rin naman tayong bumase sa alcohol. So ang gagawin ko, sa water na lang tayo babase. Ito yung water. Nung tinanggal natin, so we have 100 minus 0.2x. Tapos, ito na yon. Tapos nagdagdag tayo ng x water. Nag-add tayo ng x water dito. So water content tayo nakabase, no? So magpa-plus tayo ng x. Tapos equal na daw siya. Ano yung content na natin ng water? That is 375. Now, solve for x. Solve for x, so we have 100. Combine natin itong dalawa. Negative 0.2x plus x. So, may 1 ito na invisible. So, 1 lang yan minus 0.2. So, we have positive 0.8x equals 375. Subtract 100 to both sides. So, therefore, we have 0.8x is equal to 275. Last step, divide both sides by 0.8. Ayan na yung value ng x natin. Therefore, ang x na na-remove natin ay 275 divided by 0.8 and the answer to that is 343.75 ml. Ito yung na-remove natin and that is letter C. Okay? Another solution kapag bumase tayo sa alcohol content. Sa alcohol tayo bumase, ang mangyayaring equation natin, dito tayo babase, alcohol. Yan, so magiging 400 minus 0.8x equals na siya sa, wala na tayong dinagdag na alcohol dyan kasi water lang yung dinagdag, equals naman ito sa 125. Okay? So same answer yan. Kasi pag nag-solve for x tayo dito, subtract lang tayo ng 400 to both sides. Ang mangyayari dito ay negative 0.8x equals negative 275. Eh di ba parehas na siya? Parehas na siya nito. Ayun, negative over negative. Magiging positive. So same na siya dito. Same answer, ito pa rin, 343.75 kahit bumase tayo sa water or bumase tayo sa alcohol. So ganyan ang ginagawa kapag nag-remove tapos water na lang yung dinagdag. Hindi magkaparehas na concentration yung dinagdag. Okay? So next, number 20. In a musical play, the price of admission of adults is 2.5 times the price of admission for children below 12 years of age. If the price of admissions for adult is 225 pesos, how much is the price of admission for children below 12 years of age? So madali itong problem na ito, pwedeng direct na i-substitute natin dito, makakabuo agad tayo ng equation. So ang sabi, the price of admission of adult, o di ilagay na natin A for adult, is equal sign yan. 2.5 times the price of admission for children. 2.5 in decimal, that is 2.5c. O yan na equation natin. Ganun lang kasimple. Equation number 1. And then sabi, if the price of admission for adult is 225. So kung yung adult daw ay 225 pesos, palitan lang natin si adult ng 225. Equal siya sa 2.5c. So how much is the price of admission for children below 12 years of age? So solve for silang tayo. So divide both sides by 2.5. Okay, di ba? Napakasimple. Ang value na ng C, 225 divided by 2.5. I-calculate nyo lang yan. The answer will be 90 pesos, which is letter A. Ayun, 90 pesos. Okay. So next, number 21. Motion problem. A man rows downstream at the rate of 5 miles per hour and upstream at the rate of 2 miles per hour. How far downstream should he go if he is to return in 7/4 hours after leaving? So pwede tayong gumawa ng table dito. Downstream, tsaka upstream, tapos maglagay tayo dito ng ganun ulit, rate, time, at distance. Okay? Rate, time, at distance. So given yung rate, no? Yung downstream daw ay 5 miles per hour. Siyempre, mas malaki lagi yung downstream. With the current kasi ito. Upstream against the current, so we have 2 miles per hour. So ang tanong, how far? How far downstream should he go if he is to return in 7¼ hours after leaving? Ibig sabihin, same yung distance nito. Halimbawa, ito yung point A papuntang point B. Pumunta siya dito downstream, tapos bumalik upstream. So bumalik lang. Ang total nun ay 7/4 hours. So ibig sabihin yung distance natin parehas. Okay? Kasi bumalik. So lagay natin itong D ay parehas D kasi same nga sila ng distance. Tapos yung time natin, ang formula ng distance ay rate times time. So wala tayong time dito, so divide natin both by r para makuha natin yung formula ng time, distance over rate. So we have d over rate ay 5. Ito naman kabila ay d over, ang rate niya ay 2. Tapos ang alam natin ay yung total. Yung total na time ay 7 over 4. So magiging equation natin ay d over 5 plus, ito yan, yung dalawang time plus d over 2 equals yung given na 7 over 4. Okay? Solve for d lang tayo. How far downstream should he go? Ayan na yan. Yun din ang sinosolve natin. Multiply lang natin both sides by the LCD. Ano ang LCD ng 5, 2, at 4? That is 20. So multiply both sides by 20. 20 times d over 5, i-divide lang natin. 20 divided by 5 is 4. Times d, we have 4d. 20 times d over 2, so 20 divided by 2, that is equal to 10. Times d, we have 10d is equal to 20 divided by 4, that is equal to 5 times 7, we have 35. And then add this, we have 14d equals 35. And then divide lang natin ito. Divide both sides by 14. Therefore, the value of d is, pag dinivide natin to, the answer will be 2.5 miles. Therefore, letter A, 2.5 miles. Next, number 22. In an orchard, there are 154 trees arranged in a row that have the same number of trees. If there are 3 more rows than the number of trees per row, how many rows are there in the orchard? So, hinahanap lang natin dito, no? There are 3 more rows than the number of trees per row. So, ibig sabihin, yung number of rows, i-multiply lang natin. Multiply natin sa number of trees. Number of trees per row. Okay? Multiply lang natin yan. Tapos itong 154 dapat yung sagot. So, i-factor lang natin itong 154. 154, so factor natin. So, kuhanin natin 154 divided by 2, no? So 150, 75, no? 154, so 77. Tapos yung 77, i-factor natin as 7 times 11. Tapos kailangan natin number of rows, tapos number of trees per row. Dalawa lang dapat, tatlo ito. And then given dapat yung there are 3 more rows. Yung number of rows natin, 3 more than daw sa number of trees per row. So mangyayari lang yon kapag minultiply natin itong 2 times 7, that is equal to 14. Tapos yung number of trees per row ay 11. Ayun, nasatisfy na yung condition. Ang tinatanong, how many rows are there? Ang number of rows ay 14, ang number of trees per row ay 11. So ang tinatanong natin, how many rows? How many rows are there? So therefore, the answer is letter C, 14. Okay, so yung problem pala ay tungkol lang sa prime factors. Okay, so next, number 23. Parang logic lang itong 23. A drawer has 5 black socks, 4 white socks, and 2 red socks. If Rowell takes socks from the drawer without looking, at least how many must he take to ensure that he will get a matching pair? Para makakuha siya ng matching pair, i-consider natin yung worst case scenario. Para magkaroon ng dalawang matching pair, meron daw tayong 5 black socks, 4 white socks, and 2 red socks. Kapag dalawa yung kinuha natin, pwedeng tumama ito, pero pwedeng mali din. Kasi pwedeng maging ano to may B, may W, tsaka R. So para makuha natin yung list, ayun at least how many must he take? Kailangan makakuha tayo ng tigi-tigisa. Ito yung worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, makakakuha tayo ng, yung tatlong makukuha natin ay magkakaiba. Okay? Ito yung worst case scenario, makakakuha tayo ng tatlo na tigi-tigisa. So wala pang matching pair doon. Kapag kumuha tayo ng tatlo, nakakuha tayo ng isang black, isang white, at isang red. So kung nakakuha na tayo ng tigi-tigisang black, white, at red, yung susunod na kuha natin, yung 3, yung pang-apat, sigurado nang magkakaroon tayo ng matching pair. Magkakaroon na tayo ng matching pair kasi meron na tayong tigi-tigisa. Isang black, isang white, isang red. So automatic, yung pang-apat ay may magkakaparehas na. So therefore, 4 lang. Kailangan lang natin kumuha ng 4 na socks para makasigurado tayo ng matching pair. Okay? So next, number 24. 10 workers can build 5 machines in 5 days. How many days will it take 20 workers to make 20 machines at this rate? So ito, variation problem ito pero tatluhan. Kapag tatluhan na variation problem, ang ginagamit kong formula dyan ay pwedeng magkabaligtad ito W1, W for work, tapos yung M na ginagamit ko ay time yan. Work over M1 T1 equals W2, so palitan lang natin ng subscript, M2 T2. Yung M dito ay yung men, yung workers. Tapos yung T for time. Yung W naman ay work. Pwedeng magkabaligtad yan. Yung W nasa ilalim, yung M1 T1 nasa taas. Okay? So pwedeng mabaligtad yan. Kasi syempre, di ba, sa ratio and proportion, may property tayo pwedeng baligtad rin parehas. So ngayon, ilagay ko lang dito yung mga given natin na M, MT, tsaka W. Dalawang triple ito no? Yung una, 10 workers. Yung workers, dito kayo ilalagay sa men. Okay? Men yan. So 10 workers can build 5 machines. Yung 5 machines, yan yung work. Machines, yan yung work. So 5. And then we have 5 days. Yung days, yan yung time. So ang time ay 5 days. Ang tinatanong, how many days? How many days? Daytime yun. Lagyan ko to ng X. Okay? Or N, kahit anong variable na gusto nyo. Depende sa inyo. Will 20 workers, yung 20 workers ilalagay natin sa men. So 20 workers to make 20 machines. Machines, yan yung work. So 20. So solve for N lang tayo. I-substitute natin dito sa formula na ito. Okay? So yung W natin, ito yon 5 over product nitong dalawa. M1T1, so 10 times 5 equals yung W2 natin, that is 20 over product nitong M at T. So we have 20N. So solve for N lang tayo. Pwedeng masimplify, no? Cancel yung 5, cancel yung 20. Tapos cross-multiply natin. So sige, para malinaw, lagyan ko muna ito ng 1 over 10 equals, wala na to, no? So 1 over N na lang ito. So cross-multiply, 1 times N. N is equal to 10 times 1. So therefore, ang sagot dito ay 10. Kailangan natin ng 10 days. The correct answer is letter B, 10. Okay, so last number. Number 25. The food storage of a military bunker is good for 200 soldiers and will last for 120 days. After 50 days, 60 men left the bunker for a mission. How long would the food last? So ang formula na ginagamit ko sa ganitong type ng variation problem din ito, inverse variation. Yung given na 200 soldiers, sabi dito, a food storage of a military bunker is good for 200 soldiers and will last for 120 days. Imo-multiply lang natin yan. Soldiers tsaka days. Ang ginagamit kong formula dyan, yung product nila, WT. W for workers ito and then T for time. Yung time ay 120 days. Equal yan sa W1 T sub 1 plus W sub 2 T sub 2 and so on. Kung meron pang subscript na 3, subscript na 4, and so on hanggang maubos. Pero sa problem natin, 2 beses lang. 2 beses lang kasi meron lang given dito after 50 days. 60 men left the bunker for a mission. How long would the food last? Okay? Kaya 2 beses lang. Kasi nung una, kumpleto sila. Nung 50 days, kumpleto sila. Tapos, and the rest, kulang na. Nabawasan na. 60 men left na. Okay, so itong WT, ito yung unang given natin, yung total. And that is 200 soldiers. So 200, i-multiply lang natin dun sa total na days, 120. Okay? Equal ito dun sa, dito sa 50 days. After 50 days, nung 50 days, yung time 1 natin, 50 days, kumpleto pa yung workers natin, 200 pa. Yun yung soldier. So 200 times 50 days. Okay? Ang ipa-plus natin dito, yung bawas na. Plus, sabi 60 men left. 60 men left, edi from 120, mababawasan ng 60, so magiging 140 na. Ang tanong, how long would the food last? So, i-multiply natin itong 140 sa, let's say, variable x. So, ganyan lang. Solve lang natin ng x. So, multiply lang natin ito, 2 times 12, that is equal to 36. Tatlong 0, so 36,000 equals 2 times 5, we have 10. Tatlong 0, so we have 10,000, no? Oh, sorry, but 2 times 12, but naging 36 ito? 24 lang ito. And then we have plus 140x. So subtract natin 10,000 to both sides. So we have 14,000 na lang equals 140x. Divide both sides by 140 and then tapos na. Therefore, the value of x is, cancel lang yung tigisang 0, no? Tapos 14 divided by 14. So that is 1. May dalawang 0. So therefore, 100. So 100 days para maubos yung natira after na umalis yung 60 men. Okay? So that's all. So thank you for watching. Kita-kita tayo sa mga susunod pang session natin. Hanggang session 10 po ito. So good luck po sa lahat na nagre-review. Bye-bye and God bless.